Welcome back to yet another episode of Saul FRAZER's BizzChat, a podcast that shares inspirational stories, hoping to motivate, inspire entrepreneurs in general, whether you've started or looking to start. We've hoped that these last 10 episodes have thrown light into how you can go about your business to take it to another level. In the 10th episode, we're looking to do a trivia where I answer questions from the team members that I've been working with throughout this whole journey. Stay tuned. I am 47 years of age, but I believe I look like 37, because I try to stay healthy in everything that I do, not only sleeping as much as I should, but I also eat and exercise. The exercise routine is 5 days a week, and I try to eat healthy, stay away from junk food or food that are known to be bad for the body. So I've developed a healthy lifestyle over the years, and I'm definitely enjoying it. The name Global Properties didn't come from myself. I had a friend of mine who helped me to come up with the name. I remember having the discussion that I wanted a name that everything properties or everything real estate was embedded. So if you wanted to do rental, the name should fit in. If you want to do sales, development, and anything else, whether you want to operate locally or internationally, it should just be synonymous with all those things. And I remember having the call late evening and said, look, we just had a discussion with my family and we thought this name, Global, would be very suitable. I cannot remember what other options were there at the time because this was 17 years ago. But apparently they didn't matter because Global came and conquered. Like I said in some of the episodes, in the beginning of the journey, I was doing everything. I was the manager, I was the HR, I was accountant, secretary at some point, even driver at a certain point. I think it's important when you're starting a business to start up at the lowest level possible. That gives you the opportunity to learn about each position so that tomorrow, if anybody's going to tell you something that doesn't fit in, you know exactly whether they're telling you the truth or not. So having the experience to do all those roles in the beginning has helped a lot. So I probably realized I was the boss when I had more people coming on board and then taking off some of the responsibilities that I was doing on a day-to-day basis.
In the C-suite, the CEO is the Chief Executive Officer. The COO is the Chief Operating Officer. And the CFO is?
Chief Financial Officer.
That was fast.
Sometimes I do think fast. I would say Nike. Or Nike.
CocaCola.
Or maybe Adidas. CocaCola?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
CocaCola.
It's a bit contradicting, or would you say conflicting, considering, the sugar in Coca-Cola and Olympics being sports. I think, I don't know how they managed to do that, but yeah, good to know. Mornings, because I always wake up early in the morning. You feel this powerful when you wake up at 5:30 in the morning and no one else is up. You feel like you've gained so much advantage by doing things or having more time to do a lot more than others are doing. So I would definitely say morning. I'm a morning person, and reason why I go to bed early as well. So yeah, definitely mornings. On top of my head, I don't think there's any particular word that I would struggle to pronounce. I might get it wrong in the first instance, but then if I think and say the second time, I tend to get it right. So I cannot think of any particular word that I would struggle to pronounce. Yes, it does happen many times. But then that's the benefit of having multiple languages, because when you get stuck with one, you can easily find the word in the other language and do a quick translation in your head and then use that. But the fact that you have that flexibility makes life much, much easier, I guess, for communication. So my mom was Olaf and my dad is Aku. So I speak Swedish, English, Wolof, Mandinka. Um, well, I don't know whether Aku counts, but I do speak, I do understand Aku. So introductions really depends on who you're talking to, what is the agenda of the topic, right? For example, if I was to introduce myself in the area of sport, I'll start by saying that I'm the president of the Gambia Tennis Association and I also own a football club. But if I was to speak to someone regarding business in general, I'll definitely mention global properties. If I was to speak to somebody about just general stuff, I'll just say I'm probably one of the biggest Arsenal supporters. So it really depends on the context of who you're talking to and what is it that will follow after the introduction. My love for Arsenal started many years ago, right? During the Ian Wright era. You know, during the time I was living in Sweden, obviously. And it was just a joy to watch. It was this beautiful team playing the most amazing football. And then, see, there's something about Arsenal, right? Everyone loves the way Arsenal play football. But then, there's always this thing, yeah, you play the beautiful football, but then you don't win anything. You hear that a lot. And yes, it pains a bit to hear those comments. But looking at, where we came from and where we are now, looking at the invincible season where we were unbeaten throughout the whole season, and then looking at the new players that are coming on board, the current crops of players, I think it's just a matter of time before we win the league. It was close, very close last season. And then this season was even closer, and the awareness is there. Man City knows that they can't afford to slip. And yeah, it's just a joy to watch, man. It's a joy to watch. If I was living in England now, I'll probably be having a season ticket and be a football fanatic and attend each and every single game. That's the only thing that can put me in front of the TV, to be honest with you, to watch Arsenal. So yeah, that's how passionate I am about this team. That's how much I love this team, and that's how much I want them to win something, and so that we can get all these haters off our back. When I was young, I played football a lot. In Sweden, when I just moved from Gambia to Sweden, I actually helped my class to win all the competition that we attended in. We became the famous class because it wasn't just me, but there was another guy called Marcus Andreasson. He was also a very good football player, but having us in the team plus the other teammates, we were literally winning all the competition, like school competition that we attended. It went to a stage where Marcus became a professional player. He played for at some Bristol Rovers, even played for West Ham United at some point. I remember one day he called me and said he got an autograph for me from Ian Wright, and that was amazing. And if you all follow Ian Wright's career, you know that at some point, I think either can't remember exactly, but I think Marcus was playing against him in a football game, and he was able to get me an autograph, and that was so amazing of him. But Marcus went on to become a very good, successful professional player. Played in Holland, and then played in England, of course, and then in Sweden. But for me, I realized early that I couldn't be a Ronaldo or a Messi, so I decided to quit early and focus on education. I invested heavily in becoming, who I am today through education. But I'm still actively playing football. Part of a group called Brothers Union, who plays every Wednesdays and Saturdays on a 5-a-side pitch. So I join them whenever I can. But occasionally we do have inter-company tournaments or playing against other companies as well. And there are a couple of games coming up which I'm really excited about. So I'm still a very deadly striker. So check me out there. If I was to choose any other career out of real estate development, it would be a business lawyer. I have a huge passion for mergers and acquisitions. At one point, I even attempted to do a course in, just this particular area, because I believe there's nothing more beautiful than putting two companies together to form an amazing synergy. If you followed Global Properties from the beginning, we've been doing a lot of partnerships, and that has been our strength in growing to the extent that we've grown. And I think it's all due to synergies of 1 + 1 making it 3. So I wanted to, and I still want to do a conversion course, converting my degree and then becoming a lawyer of some sort. Perhaps when I retire, then start doing more mergers and acquisitions, because I believe it's just beautiful when two become one and became something totally amazing. So this brings us to the end of season 1. It's been an amazing journey, to be honest. I enjoyed every bit of the topics that we talked about, the guests that we had. I'm thanking them all from the bottom of my heart, because they really contributed to the success of this series and sort of encouraged me to want to do season 2, 3, and beyond. And where I'm looking forward to more guests and more interaction. I'm also hoping that the viewers or the listeners have also learned something. As much as I'm doing this for the public out there, it's important that your contribution also is also captured in this series. And the only way this can be done is by continuing sending your messages and message of encouragement and questions or topics that you want us to look into and explore, because your contribution and the reason this is being done is solely because of you are there listening and cheering. Me and my team have done a great job in making sure that the sound is perfect, the lights, and everything else. So thank you very much once again for listening, and we look forward to seeing you again in season 2.